Hello Africa, tell me how you're doing on this chilly Saturday. Johannesburg weather just did a 360-degree change on us, but that in no way means there's any less in the world of showbiz and entertainment. And we here at Trendz have got the 411 on all you need to know. My name is Rufil Wemwilwa on Twitter, we're at Trendz on SABC. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into this. R&B star Robin Thicke treated his fans to an intimate show when he visited South Africa last week. Now, Thicke performed at the Birchwood Hotel in Ekurhuleni last Sunday alongside Lira. He also had another show before that in Durban. Take a look at the highlights.
An intimate affair indeed, attended only by a limited number of 2,000 superfans who were taken on a trip down memory lane with hit songs like Bloodlines, Sex Therapy, Magic and Lost Without You.
I got this for you, a big kiss for you, a big hit for you, baby.
We got an offer from to come down here and perform a couple concerts, and this is one of the few places that I've never been, and it's just been a magical trip already.
All right, so you were performing in Durban last night. Tell us about that performance. How was it?
It was great. It was that festival energy. So there's a lot of different ages and different types of people that come. But the energy was amazing, and the crowd really responded well. It was a great night.
All I wanna do is keep it light, satisfied.
Thicke has worked with a number of artists worldwide and says that has helped shape his music career. He hopes to make a comeback soon.
I think you learn, being an artist and being a creative person, you learn from working with other people, you learn from watching other people, you learn from getting in the studio with different writers and producers. The creative force is so undefinable, but the more you can learn, the more you can be influenced by other great musicians and artists, the better your product will be, the better your music will be.
Lost without you, can't help myself.
This is something I would love to do every year, just to come down here and be able to perform for my fans. And you don't even know them until you get out in front of them and you get to see them and see what songs they respond to, and so it's been very exciting.
The American star's sole visit to South Africa was to headline at the Durban July launch concert alongside a number of South African artists.
I'm sexy, babe, but you don't want nobody else. You don't want this guy, you don't want that guy. You wanna touch your...
The brilliance of Robin Thicke. So onto more brilliance. Electro-pop twins Lockenville are taking control of their sound even more than they already have over the years. Now the duo have recently started their own record label, of which they of course are the first ones who were signed to it, but there are other people and they are on the lookout for fresh new talent. We caught up with the guys recently to find out what Andrew and Brian have been up to.
South Africa's music scene is intensifying with a pool of young talented artists looking for record deals every day. But only a few of them land those sought-after deals. Musical duo Lockenville, knowing the challenges of being young artists in the industry, recently launched their very own record label, Contraband, to create a platform for newbies.
It's about control because, labels always have their own bit to say, and I mean this is a creative industry, and it's ultimately up to the artist to create what they want, and there's always going to be label input from a legitimate point of view, but not necessarily something that we want to hear or necessarily do. So for us it was all about control, and also helping up and coming young artists. When we were starting out, we had to work incredibly hard to get anything done, to get it on radio, and so if we feel someone's good enough, we want to be there to lend a helping hand, provided that they're actually good enough.
And I heard it through the grapevine.
The guys themselves have honed the electro-pop genre with their unique sound, but they say the label is looking for all kinds of musical talents.
With regards to the artists that we're signing, we're just looking for good music. We get sent a hell of a lot of rap demos that awful ones that we don't ever want to release. But we're looking for everything. And when I say everything, I mean rock, pop, rap, you name it. If it's good and we think it's going to make a difference, then we want it.
Chad the Don is one of the first musicians signed under the Contraband label, and according to him, it's the best fit for his rap sound. The rapper recently released a single with Cape Town-based rapper youngster CPT.
I currently just signed to Lockenville's label Contraband, working on new music. The reason why I decided to sign to their label was just from a production point of view. I feel like they know where to take me and better me as an artist musically, and I feel that's very important. People do a lot of good tracks, but the music sound is not correct, you know, so you need that to benefit you. I'm working on a lot of music. I dropped an album called The Book of Chad. That's still out there. It did really well. Went to #1 on iTunes on the first day. And yeah, the future looks bright. I'm releasing an album later on this year. I'm doing a lot of music, a lot of new music.
The guys are also in the process of working on their latest album, which will be released towards the end of this year. In the meantime, they've given us some insight into what we can expect.
Every single album that we've ever brought out, we always say we're sort of going in a new direction. But I think with this album, what we really wanted to do was write music that was more personal to us. And also experiment with different productions. You know, on the previous album, Taste the Weekend, we worked with a lot of other producers, a lot of other writers. This time we're going to be keeping it sort of more to ourselves. And in terms of the style of music, it's very, very influenced by world music. You know, I'm a huge fan of lounge music from, you know, South America, the European dance scene, the Afro pop, Afro jazz, all the type of stuff that's coming out at the moment. That's where it's really influenced by. And in terms of the actual writing style itself, we're doing songs that are much more personal to us, and I think much more relevant than anything that we've done before.
Contraband also forms part of a publishing and events company that formed back in 2006. Under it, the guys have launched their brand new online clothing store.
I'm most excited about the CV online store. I mean, that's something that we've been trying to put together for years. And the hardest thing to kind of put together was actually the kind of logistics of everything, the warehousing and delivery and all that. So we finally got everything set up. So whoever's watching, go to contraband.com/shop and check out everything. It's all original, high quality, designed by yours truly. Very cool stuff.
Nice one. We welcome Contraband Records onto the music scene in South Africa indeed. Well, we're about to go to an ad break right now, but I have with me an artist who has been around since the year 2003. He's walked the mile. He's been out of it for a little while, but he is definitely back now, and he's going to perform Guwe. I talk to him after the break.
Sauti
saying that the former minister is now endorsing Ramaphosa as the next president. Campaign time, Prof?
Yeah.
So early.
Let's at least accept that people have a right to expressing themselves in terms of who they support.
But what is lacking very seriously is that there is no that leadership role that is played by the leadership to say we haven't opened succession and let us deal with those that are campaigning openly, because we haven't opened it as the leadership of the ANC.
What we need in this country is that we need a ruling party or leading party to be able to engage with issues that affect the people.
Our people campaign openly. It weakens the organization. In fact, it makes the policies of the ANC even more popular.
Stay tuned to Media Monitor and catch on analysts unpacking top stories every Sunday from 9 a.m.
Hello and welcome back. Yeah, this guy didn't come here to play. Jeez. This guy, multi-award winning and platinum selling artist. He's been at it, like I said, since 2003, and he's won a whole lot of awards. Your best newcomers, best male artist, best pop album, song of the year even a couple of times. So yeah, Ntando is back, and he's been cooking up his hits for a few years under the radar, and now his super album will be released in a few weeks, and it's meant to remind his fans exactly why we all actually fell in love with him. Yeah, very glad you're here, Ntando. Jeez,
good to be here.
What a performance. Thank you that you've at least been taking care of the vocals. You know,
I've got to take care of the vocals.
Fantastic, man. And here's a new album, body of work that you've been working on. Tell us about Kuwe. Are you producing all your own stuff now? What's been going on?
I'm still using mostly the same producers I've been using previously. Obviously with a bit of a twist, you know. It's 2017 and that. So yeah, man, I feel good to Ntando. I'm ready now to actually come back at it again. And yeah, it's a 15-track album titled Ingazam, my thoughts.
And what have been your thoughts about music, about life, about love, about the industry?
You know, about the industry, about politics. I mean, there's a lot of things that are happening nowadays. You know, the music industry obviously has changed from you know, back then in Wara Wara. So yeah, politics, I feel Uguti, as artists, we should use the platform a bit more wisely than just to sing songs that are self-praise type of songs. Or oh baby I love you all the time.
Yeah, and you were that guy, hey? Do you know that Daliwam is still played at weddings till today?
Yes, it's still playing, and I appreciate that a lot. I've got new Daliwams now and all that.
Cool.
But yeah, I feel good as well. We need to talk about social issues of which are important to everyone.
Okay, fantastic. And you say you've kept some of, you know, the same core team. When you look at, you know, over the years, the young talent that's come up. By the way, are you that old? You have a pipid mustache, and I just have to comment on that. I was like, okay, you are now moving into the Uncle Bay era.
Into the Uncle Bay era.
Yeah,
man.
So the new guys or the younger guys, who have you collaborated with any of them? Are you producing any of them? Are they producing some of your stuff?
Well, there are a few cats I'm working with. Don't know if it's safe to say it now, but obviously your Natis, your Vusinovas. You know, I've got a group called Slango. It's coming out. It's a hip hop
that you are
group.
Part of? Or?
Yes, okay, I do feature in their songs, but yeah, they're doing their own thing. It's a hip hop group, so yeah, man, look out for those.
And so the album, official release date is when?
Official release date will be August, but I'm not sure of the date exactly. Okay. But next month is coming out.
So is there something to do with Women's Month? That's for the ladies.
You know how I roll. You know how we do. So there's a few songs there that are really waiting for that Women's month and everything. So yeah, I mean, I hope everybody enjoys it because I definitely did. Took a while to actually get this one, to be where we wanted to be.
Was it almost like, you know how writers say they have writer's block? Do musicians go through a similar thing, or have you just really been doing other stuff and just exploring other avenues of life? With
me, the biggest problem was it's not really a writer's block type of situation. It was the marketing of the music itself. You know, I found it's a bit pointless to keep on releasing music if it does not get to the relevant people. So yes, I found myself a new team. My marketing and my distribution is done by Motherland, Get It Off. So yeah, I mean, I feel the songs are fine. You know, I just needed that other push. Yes.
Okay. And where can people see you in the near future? Where are you performing? What's happening on your entertainment calendar?
Okay. Tonight I'm doing a show for Soweto TV. Tomorrow you can catch me at Witbank. And then you can just go into my page then at Dando_official to find out the rest.
Okay, and I mean, previously, 2009 was a big year. You did a lot of international tours as well.
Yes.
Any of that on the cards?
Well, I'm working on it. For now, my main focus would be to actually make this album blow up proper.
Okay.
So from there, everything else will just fall into play.
Something.
Something like that. I'd love to.
What do you think is your biggest competition right now? You mentioned that you work with your Vusinovas and Vusinova and who else?
Nati,
okay.
Yes.
So when we look at you guys, yes, I think when you look at music in South Africa, you're like, okay, those guys, same WhatsApp group. So much as you work with them as well, are they your competition, or is it just a brotherhood? Who do you think will give you a run for your money?
A run for my money?
Yeah.
I don't know who, because I think all the guys are good. There's a lot of them. I mean, there's your Vusis, there's your Natis, there's your Musa. Is also good. There's a lot of guys. But I feel it's good to actually have that diversity within the industry, because no one man can actually carry a genre on their own, so you need that thing. So
we all
I can say is that
bring it on.
Bring it on.
2018 award season for musicians is going to be amazing. That best male artist category will be on fire. Thank you so very much, and welcome back.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
Glad to be back.
Yeah.
Super.
So Spider-Man, played by newcomer to the franchise Tom Holland, is becoming an Avenger, and he's got a brand new suit designed by Playboy billionaire philanthropist Tony Stark himself. So the film is packed with loads of action, and the suit has amazing new features. The film opened just yesterday, and I haven't seen it. It's all over cinemas nationwide, so check this out. Are you going with it?
This is the greatest day of my life.
Stark is helping him up his game with his suit and the tech and all that.
Good evening, Peter.
Hello?
Congratulations on completing the training. You have access to your suit's full capabilities.
Thank you. The suit is the coolest thing that has ever happened to me. It was just a dream come true.
You have 576 possible web shooter combinations.
Awesome.
Spider web.
Whoa.
Web grenade.
Web grenade.
Reconnaissance drone.
Whoa. That's really cool.
Enhanced combat mode.
Activate taser web! Super jump. Web wings! There's always a real special moment when I put the suit on. Hey, suit lady, what are they doing?
Would you like to hear what they're saying?
I can hear what they're saying.
Activating advanced reconnaissance mode.
I'm sick of sitting around.
That is awesome. I can keep the suit?
Of course, doesn't fit me.
Just stay close to the ground. You're the Spider-Man from YouTube.
Can you summon an army of spiders? No, Ned, no.
Do you know him too?
Stole his shield.
Can I try the suit on? Badass.
The rich and the powerful, like Stark, they don't care about us. The world's changing, boys. Time we change too.
These weapons are crazy dangerous.
Listen, Peter, forget the flying monster guy. There are people who handle this sort of thing.
The illegal weapons ferry was at 2:30. You missed it.
that died.
I was just trying to be like you.
I wanted you to be better. I'm gonna need the suit back.
But I'm nothing without this suit.
If you're nothing without this suit, then you shouldn't have it.
I screwed up.
You need to stop carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders.
I want you to understand. I'll do anything to protect my family. I know you know what I'm talking about. So don't mess with me. Because I will kill you and everybody you love.
My friends are up there!
The guy is still out there. I just gotta do this on my own.
Just don't do anything stupid. All right?
Yeah.
Oh, that is Spider-Man. And now, from the streets of Vosloorus, east of Johannesburg, an individual destined to inspire fought with all sorts of grandeur his way to greatness. David Tlale is one of Africa's top fashion designers. He's showcased his work around the world. His talent doesn't just end there, because he's now added executive producer to his hat by creating a new hit reality show titled The Intern by David Tlale. The 13-episode reality show was shot in Maboneng, or is still being shot actually, and it follows 12 contestants on their journey to becoming David Tlale's next intern. He's here to talk more about his new show, and we've also got a winner from the previous season, Ndando Ngwenya. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Pleasure having you here.
Thank you for having
David,
us.
you've been busy since last year. You don't stop. Can't stop, won't stop.
Well, no, you gotta keep reinventing and keep working.
And that's the amazing and always, lovely thing to watch about you since the very early days. So tell us about The Intern. Tell us what we can expect. It goes, the first episode is next week, Wednesday, the 12th.
Yes, this coming Wednesday,
Okay.
the 12th at 7:30, SABC 3.
Yep.
We're going to be changing people's lives. The Intern is called The Intern because designers that are coming for this competition, they're going through training. There's skill transfer. There is excellence imparted to them.
Yeah.
And it's not just like any other show where they're just given challenges and they compete. They don't know why they judged. They don't, walk away with anything.
Yeah.
So the whole journey is to impart skill and excellence in these designers' lives, and make sure that when we have the winner, we have the ultimate assistant designer.
Jeez. Ndando?
Yes.
You were the ultimate. You're about to be dethroned. How are you feeling about that?
It's been real. This journey has been a life-changing experience. I mean, working with David, it's one of those things that you just want to mark off your bucket list, you know what I mean?
Dream for many young
I know,
designers.
and having someone to take over from me, I mean, it's something I don't look forward to.
Yeah.
Hopefully they will be
I'm
able
sure,
to
I'm
carry
sure you'll still be a part
the
of
weight.
David Tlale's team in certain
Yeah.
aspects. But tell me this though, the young guys who are part of the competition, are you in a way also there to kind of guide them and be like, listen, do
I
this
do
or
throw
try
a
not to do that?
hint there and there,
Yeah.
but I don't give them everything because I
Of
mean,
course,
you wouldn't
of
want
course.
to.
They have to be put through their
Yeah,
paces.
they have to go through the experience.
Yeah.
I mean, this is not easy. I mean, working with David, you get to learn how it is to be on the ground, be on the field in fashion, and me, at the moment right now, I'm at a point where I feel like I'm at the peak of my career, just a little bit, just on the peak. So
You've been pushed by
working
the
with
best.
David, it's the most experience, like it's the most ecstatic experience ever.
That's fantastic.
It's something you can't get over.
David, from what Ntando's just said, you are very hands-on. Certain designers might have the ideas and the creative flair, but you are there. You are slogging away. When people are doing 15-hour days, you're right there.
Yeah, it's important. I mean, you got to grind for your brand, and also because I'm trading with my name. Yes, I have an amazing team around me, but at the end of the day, when something goes wrong, I get the flack.
Right.
When something goes
The name
right,
that's there.
I get the praise.
Yeah.
So I've got to be hands-on. I've got to make sure that the final product, I have the final yes on it, and make sure that even the team that I work with, they start believing in me even better because I can back it up.
Sure.
Because I know what I'm actually expecting and how to do it. Because sometimes you get a team that will just like, okay, they just give you shut up and go quality, like it doesn't matter, it's done. It's not about that. We are building an industry, we're resuscitating jobs and in the clothing and textile industry, and also making sure that people have different understanding that, for the fact that it's made in South Africa, it doesn't have to be horrible.
Sure.
It's got to be beautiful.
Of course.
It's got to be finished with excellence. It's got to be done with pride. And we pride ourselves, I mean, as a nation, with crafts. And we've got to get that message through.
Sure. I love how you touched on, the textile industry, and it's big in, South Africa, Africa. You've also traveled quite a bit through the continent. So when you are there, is it, what's your take, in terms of how they view us and how we present ourselves, in terms of our product to the rest of the continent and overseas?
I think the continent views us as like a very, I would say, much more advanced country, more than anyone else, because, I mean, our resources and raw materials are much more in upscale. But you still find beautiful countries that have like really amazing factories for production and raw materials, but they don't have everything that we have.
Right.
As South Africa, we have the business of fashion, which is growing, which is really, really amazing, and everybody comes to Joburg to want to make it. Almost.
Do you think that's going to change, though? Do you think it's a must in a way? Because it is really daunting, for someone from Limpopo or wherever, or rural KZN. They have the talent, but the whole navigating the machinery of the world of Johannesburg is crazy.
It will never change. Joburg is where dreams are made. It's like a little New York. You can be anything. You can become anyone you want to be, because people here in Joburg are go-getters. They're always hungry. They always want to try new things, and we have a very gullible, I would say, clientele that they want to be the first to have it.
To be walking
so
down.
The dreams are always made here. That's why with the intern by David Tlale, we've gone throughout the country to find talent. I mean, Cape Town, Durban, Polokwane, and also the entire Gauteng. I mean, we've had people from Eastern Cape flying over just to come for the auditions.
Fantastic.
So it simply shows you that dreams can be made in the city of gold.
Okay. Dando, with regards to the personality thing, have you struggled in any way, because you sort of need to be a little bit like David?
I know, right?
You know what I mean?
Right?
Have that je ne sais quoi.
It's something that I don't think it happens overnight. It's something that happens gradually over time, and it's something that I can't say I look forward to it, but it's something that I'm training myself into becoming.
But the fashion industry is a people's industry, so rapport with your people and your clients is absolute key.
You have to have
so David, Wednesday the 12th. SABC3 will all be tuned in. What can we expect? Can we, give us a little bit of a snippet in terms of, the fun stuff that you've put these guys through?
You're gonna have a beautiful journey. I mean, I kind of like become almost like the host of the show. People get to see me at work, because people only see, I'd say, this glamour zone that sometimes they say I don't even smile.
The facade.
And I think what they will see is David at work. They will see the passion, they'll see tears, they'll see joys. We change people's lives. Designers, they walk away with amazing prizes. We've got amazing partners along the way. They walk away with skill, which is what FP&M SETA is about. Transferring skills and creating entrepreneurs out of this whole journey. And challenges are real challenges. So you're going to see a lot of people struggling. You're going to see a lot of people winning the challenges. People get jobs as they win the challenges. By the time the first season is done, I think about 4 people would have scored a full-time job with other partners. I can't really spill the beans, just watch and wait.
But that's fantastic that, you don't want to keep them all to yourself. You're doing this and you're setting them out.
They have to fly. I mean, also, the beautiful thing about the intern by David Tlale is that we don't have like resident judges. It's me and I would say industry experts, every challenge, people who specialize in a particular field or in a particular challenge. So we also try to unleash and showcase the talent that we have also in South Africa.
Okay, fantastic. Thank you so very much, guys. And Tando, all the best to you.
Thank you so much.
I'd love to see more of your stuff. And David, always a pleasure. The grand finale is October
1st. It's going to be a beautiful one. It's a live show, 2-hour special on a Sunday evening. So watch the space. The prizes are amazing. We have to talk about the prizes quickly. The overall winner wins to be an assistant designer for David Tlale for a year, and they get a fully kitted studio for 250,000 rands. They get 200,000 rands in cash. They drive away with a brand new Mercedes Benz, and and people's life has just changed completely.
Okay,
so
we
and
gotta
there's
go.
products that's gonna go.
Yeah, that's what. Oh my gosh, it's a lot. It's a lot. David is doing his most as a fashion designer, mentor, executive producer. Congratulations!
Thank
and
you
I'm
so
sure
much.
this will be a fantastic show to watch. Oh my gosh, we're going to a net break after this. Oh jeez.
The Pan-African Parliament, as a legislative body, could go a long way in continuing to promote women's rights in all African member states.
Moon will be elected president. A decisive win by him will provide much-needed stability in South Korea.
The Deputy President and the SADC Oversight Committee have been mandated to convene a multi-stakeholder national dialogue before elections.
5 teams are trapped in the relegation mud. These include Bloemfontein Celtic, 12th on the log, followed by Chipa United, Free State Stars and Baroka, who are second from the bottom, as well as Highlands Park, who have won only 4 matches.
We're on point with breaking stories, detailed economy and sport. Tune in to Midday Report every Monday to Friday from 12 p.m.
Welcome back. You're watching Trends. So, ABSA Prosper Digital Academy has released a new film called Coding a Better Future. So the film captures South African inspirational youth who are building a better future for themselves. So the film forms part of ABSA's Prosper series, like other films that have already been released, including The Pensioners. ABSA's inspirational Prosper philosophy is to illustrate the power of people's ability to realize their dreams. So I'm in studio joined by a director and all-round filmmaker, Lauren Shengen, to tell us more. How are you?
Good, thanks. And you?
Fantastic. So tell us about this film. We were talking beforehand and I'm thinking, okay, you wrote it, you directed it and edited it.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thanks. But I mean, what's so cool is that it's so real. So, I mean, I didn't really write the stories. The stories are true. We just thought of like a cool, creative way to share the stories.
Okay.
And like looking at how in like 2 minutes can we get across like 4 different like story angles.
Tell us about these story angles and even the title of the film and how it all links together.
Okay, cool. So like the title Coding a Better Future was our like little play on the fact that they're obviously coders, and through their coding they're actually making their own lives better, but also South Africa better because of the waves that they're making at ABSA and the stuff that they're designing entire banking apps, and they're like under 25.
Yeah.
And it's really impressive. And the whole like theme, like the overarching theme of this film was that they come from such remote areas or like outskirts, not the big cities. And it's just so true for all of us. Like it doesn't matter where you come from.
Yeah.
You know, if you just push and you go and you like grab those opportunities, you can really do anything.
Fantastic.
And now they're like living their dream, and it's really cool because it's really the whole Prosper film series is such that what does it mean to prosper, and and ABSA shows us with the Digital Academy and like TNW that if we like empower the youth, they can also empower us. So it's like that whole shared growth, and
that's fantastic.
It's really
and you
cool.
were right there. And I mean, having the eye of a filmmaker, you've gone through your studies. What kind of what stories do you like to tell?
Well, I like dramas and all of that, but
so this was a challenge for you because
it was cool. But what it was so great about this is that it's so inspiring. So when you're telling a story that's so real and so true, you get inspired yourself, and you're like, hey, if they can do it, I can also do it.
Sure.
And so I think like what's so cool about telling real stories, even though I do love fictional stuff, and all of that, but it's just like the real and like making these possible films is that they're just so real.
Right, right. And so the Academy itself, have you gotten to meet any of the other filmmakers? How do they, you know, from your project and, you know, handing it over, is there anything that takes you forward in your role as a, or your journey as a filmmaker in the South African space?
Yeah, well, what's so cool is that being like a director that, you know, I'm not old and I didn't have to like work for like years and years and years in order to do this. So it's cool that I've been given an opportunity to tell a story about other young people who've also been given an opportunity to live their dream. So it's cool because we're all living our dream in a way. And I think that what's so great about the Digital Academy is that when you go there, as soon like they prep these coders to work. ABSA then like gives them the platform to be who they want to be, and I think that
Okay, and so where to from here, Lauren?
Well, from here, I'm making another Prosper film, which is exciting, and I just want to keep telling like real stories because I think
these are short films, though.
These are very short.
I'm sure somewhere in your laptop and a hard drive, you are busy, you know, in an A3 textbook, you're busy, you know, penning, you know, the great, you know, debut feature film by you.
I mean, that is like a dream, and I think I'll just keep working at it. But for now, it's just cool that. Just for everyone to know that we do have like these opportunities, and what was also special about this film is that at such a time in our country where everyone is like, oh, you know, there's no hope for the youth. Well, look at it, like there is.
It's just
so I think that
where to look.
I'm pretty confident that I can make feature films, and I'm pretty sure that I will be.
You're still very excited, though, I will say that. And one thing that does happen when people have been in the industry for quite a while is the frustrations tend to sometimes seemingly outweigh, you know, the positives. So what frustrations did you have doing this project? And, you know, how do you think going forward? I mean, you'll never know. You might find that, you know, Ms. Zama is watching, the CEO of the NFVF, in terms of how do they support the young guys in terms of we have the ideas, but now we just need support as well, because it's no small feat, you know, putting together a film.
And you're right, like it isn't easy to get into this industry, and we all know, like in the industry, but you do have to put in the work. You have to burn the midnight oil. You have to stay up till late writing, editing.
There's no easy way.
You know, obviously you'll have your changes, and you have to keep going, and it's a process. And I think the rewards like really outweigh all the hard work. So I think it's always worth it, and I think it's just like pushing and keep going for it. And there is a lot of opportunity, like you said, the NFVF, they do have like young filmmakers, like competitions, and there is a lot that's being done. So I don't think that there is an opportunity. It's just like, I think the ones who like keep pushing and pursuing are the ones who eventually get the chance to go and do what they want to do.
Okay, and who's your all-time favorite, inspirational? Who's inspired you actually as a director, as a filmmaker?
My favorite director is Wes Anderson. Because like, I mean, I love his movies, and I think we all like love his like quirky ways of like filming. But like on a more like blockbuster scale, I like Christopher Nolan. He inspires me. I'm also inspired by music composers like Hans Zimmer, and I think like whenever I work,
the film score. That's amazing.
Whenever I work, I always listen to like a film score, and I just feel like, oh, okay, cool, because it's so epic. I'm like, if I listen to this epic stuff, I'm gonna make epic content.
Fantastic. I'm sure you will. You definitely are on the right path to making epic content. So thank you so very much, Lauren. Congratulations, and we look forward to having you back, perhaps, you know, for your next
Thanks for having me.
Fantastic. And so Kenyan-born Stanislav Trendz, I hope I said that right, is showcasing his solo exhibition at the Melrose Art Gallery north of Johannesburg. It's titled Ortus, a Latin word meaning of origin or ancestry. And the exhibition forms part of the 25-year-old artist's ongoing choral series of bronze sculptures which explore people's connection with the natural world. Take a look.
He is not your ordinary artist. He draws his inspiration to create these artworks from beneath the sea. Through his work, Trendz seeks to explore the mutual relationship between humans and the natural world. His sculptures are made of bronze with 2 dimensions on brass and paper that is concerned with mankind's increasing disassociation with nature. And a few of Trendz artworks are made from marble.
Ortus in Latin means origins or beginnings, and the point of this show is to get people to go out and take a closer look at our roots. So essentially it's a sculptural journey back to our roots, and you'll also notice that with this show there was also a whole bunch of two-dimensional works that are actually etchings into brass and copper that kind of emulate the same message that I have within my sculptural work, and that is that we're actually very interconnected with everything in the world.
Creating these masterpieces takes time and a lot of precision. For instance, it took the 25-year-old artist 5 years to complete this series. But some of these sculptures did not take that long to complete. He says his childhood taught him about the value of art in day-to-day life and society, as his works are inspired by the background he grew up in.
I grew up basically on the coast of Kenya, surfing, fishing. My father was an avid surfer, and basically my childhood was one spent basically in the outdoors. So having moved to Cape Town into a more urban environment, I basically looked for the things in my life that inspired me as a child. And one of them obviously was nature and obviously the fragility of it now. So, as an artist, I think it's very important to, use your art as a way to portray a message. And my message is that we really need to start taking care of the natural world.
With this work, Trepinski says he intends to spark conversations and to invite visitors on a sculptural journey. He hopes that these sculptures will brew curiosity in those that see the works. The exhibition will run until the 27th of July at the gallery.
Definitely looks like an interesting exhibition. And so, he's filled up the Dome, he's filled up Orlando Stadium as well. And he has brought us hits like Gusheshe, Doc Shebeleza, and Titombowen. And of course, you know who I'm talking about, right? So Refilo Polo, professionally known, of course, as Casper Nyovest, the best. He's back with his third studio album. It's titled Tuto. It's done incredibly well since it dropped, I think it's a couple of months, was it just a month ago? Trendz caught up with him earlier this week, and he's telling us about the album and where he is taking his fill-up concept to next. Take a look. How many minutes? 3. Oh, okay.
I'm very happy with how people received the album because I took a risk this time and I decided to, turn down on the turn up songs. There's only like probably 3 songs there that are like, the usual Casper. And the album is very personal and it's very deep. So I thought people would be like, yo, this album sucks because, we don't have no Doc Shebeleza in there or no Mama I Made It. But instead, people really gravitated towards the true stories and those are the big songs on the album. So like the reception of the album is amazing. Titombowen is my jam. I mean, it wasn't my favorite song when we did it, but as we were making the album, it then became one of my favorites, right? And then after we released it, it became my favorite song. Just like when I'm in the club, that's all I want to hear. Even if I'd ignore it and the song is playing, after a while, I just start moving my shoulders. It's got that groove, It's a very groovy song. So people saying it's trash or whatever, I'm just glad that I just shut my mouth and kept on working, because if I listened to that, what if we didn't push the song? What if we didn't shoot the video? What was going to happen? But we did shoot the video, and I'm glad we did, and the response has been amazing. The plans for Fill Up FNB Stadium are already in the process. We've already started actually working on it. We already have a date. Right now we're really just trying to close on a few sponsors, and then we're gonna come out with the date very early, maybe in a few weeks, and then we're gonna come out and do it. And we were doing it when I was thinking about it. I wanted to make it super international and call my international friends, but music is moving so African right now. The vibe is so African right now. I was like, yo, man, why don't I just keep it local? I can go as far as maybe Nigeria and call my Nigerian friends, but Like in terms of the lineup, I want to keep it super, super like African and call all the legends. I just had a song with Tepatula, so you know, so call him out, Mahotela Queens, like I think that's gonna be the vibe. It's gonna be very, very African, but like very new age African. Like it's gonna be amazing.
Yeah, nice one. Of course, anything he fills up will be there supporting Casper. We're going to an ad break now. Come back after this.
It is 6 p.m. Central African Time, broadcasting live from Johannesburg. This is Primetime News.
South Africa said farewell to one of the Rivonia trialists, Uncle Kathy, a fearless stalwart.
With this man who was so engaged, so busy, so witty, so funny, so wise, and so incredibly principled.
Joseph Shabalala has been honored for his contribution to the South African music industry. A statue in his honor was unveiled during an annual gala dinner in Ladysmith.
The shot of the day, however, belonged to American Daniel Berger, who chipped in for an eagle on the par 4 fifth hole.
For all your news updates, stay on Primetime News every Saturday and Sunday from 6 p.m.
Welcome back to the last stretch of Trendz. Multi-award-winning director and playwright and author Lara Foote has created a number of theatre productions that seek to challenge the norms in our society, including Fishers of Hope. Her recent offering is a theatre production called The Inconvenience of Wings, a play that is provocative and seeks to explore mental health issues. In the play, we see Jennifer Steyn and Andrew Buckland, who take to the stage as lead actors. Now they're here joining me to talk about this entire production. Welcome, Jennifer. Welcome, Andrew.
Hi, this is really nice.
Celebrated theatre thespians, rather, you know what I mean? So thank you very much for taking the time. And yeah, a very heavy kind of lovely title, Inconvenience of Wings, but it is heavy. Tell us about it.
Well, yes, it is. It explores the mental illness of bipolar disorder, and so that is quite a dark space that one explores in the play. But like all well-written pieces of writing that reflect our humanity, there's a lot of humour in it, too. And softness and pathos.
Yeah, I think, I mean, the danger is that people will get the impression that it's a kind of documentary or explaining the condition of bipolar. And really, it's a play about human beings just struggling to love each other and to find a way.
And you play Jennifer's husband, and she's the one who has the disorder.
Right.
And so the inconvenience that I'm told is about, the inconvenience of your wings.
Well, in a way, it relates to all three characters, because there's a third character played by Nadisi Shabangu, who plays a psychiatrist, academic friend of theirs, who becomes involved in trying to fix this problem. And part of Paul's problem, the husband, is that he becomes codependent in the situation because of his own fixation with trying to fix his wife. And that just kind of escalates the problem further. So each of them have difficulties with the gifts that they are given, which can be seen as wings, but also cause them great inconvenience.
Okay, very interesting. And I mean, you couldn't perform for us, unfortunately, here in studio, but there are, certain visuals that I think we do have where already there, it's very strong and it's very Tell us what's happening in that.
Well, I think, in the visuals that you're going to be seeing, there are various stages in bipolar disorder. So there's the deep depression, and then there's the mania.
There's the high,
but there are phases in between. So one kind of gets to see those different phases.
Okay.
So you're on one pick now, but there are others. So this is the state of high mania, and I mean, for what I was reading just before I came here, and I find it very interesting, how culturally there are different ends on how one sees mental disorder.
Precisely.
So I was just reading, and it's interesting to just sort of comment, Andrew, that people have a different way of actually either accepting or
even
treating
just identifying it.
or identifying.
And it is,
mental disorder,
neurochemical imbalance.
Yes.
And what do people, I see there, okay, all three of you with them, ladies, see there, okay, that looks like a very happy time.
Yeah,
yeah, lovely. So with that, what are you trying to teach people who come, because as you say, you're not really documenting, what it is, what it isn't, you should go on medication, you shouldn't, where to go. It's a journey of these three people, navigating their way through life with this disorder in their lives. What did you learn?
I mean, I think the fact is that bipolar is an issue in the play, but all it does is reflect the frailties and the foibles that all human beings have. Our capacity to be destructive in relationships, our addiction to technology, to ways of being, and all of those things impact and are reflected in the way the relationships work. So an audience member, even if they have no direct experience of bipolar or of mental disorder,
there will be something
they
that is
reflect
relatable.
things in their own lives. Hey, that's me, or that's close to me.
And I mean, bipolar is a particular disorder, and it is astounding how many people are actually, living with that condition.
Undiagnosed, and they just think it's my temperament, it's my, stigma. There's still a lot of stigma attached to many things, I suppose, regardless of whether it's a mental health issue or whatever in our society.
Exactly. Yeah. But within there are anxieties, there's mild depression, so it really is something that everybody will find a little piece of themselves in there. And so you learn in this play, but you're not in a play that is like teaching.
Yes.
But you will learn about this disorder. But more importantly is that you will feel. You will feel compassion, fearfulness, outrage, alarm, recognition. That's the process of theatre, and it's live and it's raw. So you can't just back off. You're right in there. Oh, well, that's a really bipolar
Are you going to sing us a song?
Nothing I've said has been
No, they did, but I think just it was a little bit low. Okay, well, I hear you there, Jennifer. And just for the both of you, I mean, you've taken this play also to the Grahamstown National Festival. How was it received over there? And even now at the Market Theatre, it's come now to Joburg. How have audiences received it thus far?
It was part of the featured artist season that Lara was presented as last year at the National Arts Festival. So it was launched there, really. And she has, and I think all three of us have a kind of built-in audience at that festival. So it was very well attended. And at the Market Theatre, also what I've really enjoyed is the kind of mix of audience that's come. That's young and old, and from very different kind of worlds.
Yeah, that is always the vibe at the Market Theatre. So. But when you guys go off stage and go back to your lives at all, how do you detach from something that carries? It's as you say, it's a reflection of a lot of things in all our lives, but it does have that heaviness to it. And how do you just detach and go back to you?
Well, for me, it takes a little while, and I take time in the dressing room to just to just come down a bit, and I have one glass of wine afterwards to just sort of relax. I make sure that I sort of put on a little lipstick and just separate from her and from her darkness. But it's an interesting thing. This character does shadow me. She's with me a lot. It doesn't mean I'm tipping into a mental state of disorder, but she just shadows me because I think I see
more clearly now, having played the
maybe
character.
I see more clearly. Maybe I'm just super alive now because of her.
Fantastic.
And you, Andrew?
Andrew,
I suppose it's part of the thing that you try to develop as an actor is kind of emotional technique, and I think it's partly to do with as well. Before we do the performance, there's a very clear ritual that separates this world from us. So you identify where those lines are, and to protect yourself. And
thank you so very much. One of my all-time favorite films is actually One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest. And so with that, you know what I mean, the frailty of us as human beings, regardless of the brilliant performance that was there, we all can pick up something and relate to something. So thank you so very much. I look forward to seeing it at the Market Theatre.
Thank you. We're on until the 16th
until the 16th of this month. Thank you, Jennifer. Thank you, Andrew. Andrew Buckland. Okay, well, that's the end of the show. We are ending off the show with one of Casper's latest video. It's titled Superman. It's an ode to his father. It features another father of our nation musically as well. That is the amazing, amazing legend that is Tshepo Tshola. Goodbye, everyone. Have a lovely weekend and join me again next week, same time and place on the SABC News Channel. Goodbye.
I don't know if I should keep it or should I put it in the verse. I gotta thank Jesus. I just found what I've been seeking, and I'ma tell it to the world. It has a certain deepness. My best friend thinks I'm reaching, and I know it sounds absurd, cause you don't have the features. It's like the pyramids of Egypt. I can't explain by the norm. My father is a superhero, cause he was always there to save me. When I'm in trouble and feeling helpless and caged in, he would just suddenly appear out of nowhere and kick all my problems away. I mean, it's so clear, my father is a superhero. Man, think about it. He ain't never enough money, so how did he pay for college? How did you make me feel so rich when we were poor? How did you make me feel so safe when it was war? I remember growing up, we had bullies in the bus. They would bully all the kids in the bus except us. I could see it in their eyes. I think they knew that my dad was the guy, the same guy that was watching at the movies, who takes care of the thieves and the bullies, and that is why they would do nothing to me.